Okay, now that we know the scales, we're going to learn how to use the scales. Okay, you should be familiar with the scales at this point. And what we're going to do is we're going to learn how to use these scales in the course of a guitar solo. And sometimes these scales take a little while to learn, but they take a long time to master. Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to accelerate that process. I'm going to show you a few things that should help you out. Okay. The first thing we're going to define is ascending and descending. When you're going up in pitch, you're ascending the scale. So this would be ascending. When you're going down in pitch, you're descending. So this would be descending. We're playing the scale backwards. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to combine that. We're going to ascend, then we're going to descend like this. So when we get to the top, we'll play this note one time, then we'll work our way backwards. So this is the whole thing. You can try that out with all the scale patterns. That was scale 1. Scale 3. Scale 4. Scale 5. Next thing I want to cover is the picking. Okay, you can pick faster when you're doing alternating strokes. So if you're picking like this, you can only go a certain speed, but if you pick like this, you can go much faster. So this is what we'll do. I'll show you a way of picking this, which will increase your speed. Here's your down pick. That'll be an up pick. That'll be a down pick, and that sets you up for this next string. Then go back up, and down again, and you're set up for this next string. Now we're going to go to the G string. The B string. Then the E string. Alternating your picking up and down, up and down, up and down like that will allow you to go a lot faster. Okay, so this is how we should play the scales and practice the scales to really get them firm in our memory. The other thing I'd like to show you is that the A minor scale has no sharps or flats in it. It just contains the notes without the sharps and flats. Now, the cool thing about that is as we run these scales, we can learn the notes on the guitar going all the way up the neck. For example, the first scale starts on the F note, then that's the G, and that's the A. When you get to G, you start all over again. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. So F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. All the scales work that. Here's the A note. This is where the second position starts. So here's A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And you can do that all the way up. Here is B. B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. So you can go ahead and learn where all the notes are on the neck by simply reciting the note as you pick it. This is a good way to become familiar with the names of the notes And since you already know the scale patterns, it's pretty simple. You don't have to worry about sharps or flats getting in the way. Okay. The next thing I'm going to show you is how these scales hook together. Okay, so here is where the first position starts. Okay, and if you count between the first and the second position, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 4 frets that start from the first to the second position. So when you count up 4 frets, there's the second scale. Okay, so 4 frets there. When you start the third scale, okay, there's 2 frets. So there's 2 frets that connect those two together. To connect the fourth scale, you count up 3 frets. Here's where the third scale starts. Count up 3 frets, 1, 2, 3, and we're at the 4th scale. Okay, to connect the 5th scale, we count up 2 frets. So from the first to the second is 4 frets. From the second to the third is 2 frets. From the third scale to the 4th scale is 3 frets. And from the 4th scale to the 5th scale is 2 frets. Okay? So if you just go up 1 more fret, you've completed the cycle, and you start the first position, the first scale. You can play that right up here. Same scale. It's just an octave higher. Okay, so you have 1 fret that connects the 5th scale to the 1st scale all over again. And then count up the 4 frets, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here is the 2nd scale again, but I'm going to use these 3 fingers instead of the pinky. It'll be a little bit more comfortable. Remember that 2 frets connect the 2nd scale to the 3rd scale, so we cut out 2 frets. Here is the... There's a third. That's hard to get around this Telecaster, get up that high. I have other guitars where I can access that area a lot better. But the point is, you can go on forever if you had the fret space. And they all connect the same way. So as you go past the 5th scale, you go up a half step, you're at the 1st scale, and the same way they connect together is the same way that you would be able to play up higher in the neck. Okay, so now you can play anywhere in the neck.